he was setting up a situation room for the economy because of the urgency of the situation painted by Rilwan. We are in a very dire situation in Nigeria because recession is just a couple of days away, and I do not see the sense of urgency that we have. And that is why I must commend the National Assembly for partnering with the private sector to begin to accelerate discussions and, of course, to cause that certain actions are taken. Like people say, it's better to make the wrong decisions, but to be seen to be acting, that actually not taking any decision. It's on that note I put before you this very distinguished panel of discussants, and the subject of discussion is going to be critical issues in making the capital market master plan a reality. We all know we have already a master plan that's almost a year old, and I know the SEC has been putting in some structures to realize some of the goals that have been set in the master plan. With the eminent discussants here, I'm sure the SEC and the capital market community will walk away here with very strong strategies and steps to take immediately to begin to realize the benefits that would come out of the master plan. So let me start from a gentleman that painted a pessimistic scenario and see how he will enlighten our minds to be more hopeful and to move into the implementation of the master plan. I therefore start with Rilwan. What is your take? We have a master plan.
I think, quite frankly, what we need to do is to, like Victor said, liquidity and confidence. And liquidity, when I say liquidity, I mean both domestic and international liquidity. You can't get away from bringing the economy into equilibrium except you have an exchange rate policy that will align the domestic and the external economy. And also that the objectives of the 5 stakeholders in every country: 1, the political office holders; 2, the policy makers; 3, the regulators; 4, the operators; and 5, the markets. Those interests have to be aligned, and the policies have to take those things into consideration, because in the end, it's all about confidence. 1 atom of confidence is more than 5,000 words and rhetoric. So again, I say, once we know that this is the position, I'll give you an example. If, for example, our foreign exchange earnings have dropped from $2 billion a month to $500 million a month, we know those things happen, it's cyclical. And if there's a pipeline, and I know that if I came in January, my application came in January, and I'm number 10, nobody who comes after me will get before me. Once there's an orderly rationing process, the markets will settle and will factor that timelines into their decision-making process. So that there will be cyclical downturns is natural. That's the nature of economics. That these issues have to be resolved in a timely manner is important, but that also has to be resolved in an orderly manner. But when there's disorderly engagement, and when the understanding of the problem is that you think your misalignment of your currency is temporary, while in fact it is more structural, then you'll be addressing these issues with the perspective of a band-aid rather than dealing with it surgically. I think that's the issue. It's just about the signals have to be consistent. Like I said, consistency, clarity, and confidence. Once that is there, I will part with the money because I know that countries are going to be here forever while people will come and go.
Thank you. Let me bring out this question. What are the success factors? We have a plan. Yes. We have a master plan. And SEC or the stock exchange alone cannot do it. We need the entire polity, the entire leadership, the economy, everybody to be involved, because if you have gone through that master plan, it's really and indeed a master plan.
Yes.
In countries like Malaysia, etc., there was a public reawakening that we have a problem, and there is a plan for us to come out of it and thrive and become one of the best markets, not only in Asia or emerging markets, but in the world. And that is increasingly what Malaysia is becoming. Now we have a plan in Nigeria. What are the success factors? What must we do right from the top executive down? I think we want to hear those kind of things, especially that the National Assembly has volunteered to provide this leadership right now of bringing us together. I think this is a place where we need to raise those points so that we can drive our master plan to implementation. So I'm going to leave you guys because you are part and parcel of the master plan. Let me go to my, the gentleman in the Nigerian attire to take that
Senator.
Thank you, moderator and stakeholders. The first critical step to be taken is proactive legislation. At the end of this 2-day stakeholder forum, the 8th National Assembly will immediately commence work in identifying critical areas, update the laws of the SEC, update any other enabling law of the institutions operating in the capital market, and through legislation, create new institutions that will regulate the capital market. That is one step. And I speak because we have that at the back of our mind in setting up this stakeholders forum. If we don't do this and we bring up things, it wouldn't have gone through the litmus test that the audience that will be invited to the hearing, public hearings, may not have had a chance of contributing. And so we have come here to buy the ideas and articulate the process that will send us back to the chamber to roll out the laws. And that's why we are making it 2 institutions, House Committee, Senate Committee. But above that, quickly, we need capital market literacy campaign. It should be in the schools and all schools. We should have games, we should have jingles, we should form capital market clubs in secondary schools. Today you have Nollywood, but right from my days, there was drama committees and debate committees. And today it has metamorphosed. It should be included in the curriculum of the universities that somebody should specialize, even at master's level, in capital market education. Beyond that, we need to have also a capital market policy committee that will be an equivalent of the monetary policy committee of the banking system. The banking system have their committee, but we don't have a committee that looks at the capital market until we allow recession to set in. Then we start complaining and we do nothing about it. So we must have our own committee that should be meeting at the first quarter of every month. It should not be by regulation of SEC. It should be a law so that we don't allow a recession setting, because the collapse of the capital market is the beginning of recession and illiquidity in the system.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. Thank you, moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. And let me start by expressing my gratitude to the organizers. I look at the list of the discussants, and I notice I'm the only person, from the academic community. So if you continue like this, you can be sure that in future, the gap between the universities and